All right, y'all. With all the propaganda that just went down with Young Thug and them using my video titles, and they keep pushing that narrative of I put Atlanta back together after it was divided. So obviously my video made some kind of circulation to where they keep using narratives from my videos. They're not using narratives from Seti Nash, Nino Brown, none of those other people. They're using my topics, right? Just like the news and Fox 2 News. I'm gonna show that in another video. They stealing my channel name and incorporating it in a weekly thing called trending topics that they never did, right? So starting, okay, this is gonna be a very important video, and it's gonna be talking about basically why Black Freemasons matter and how they came to be, right? If you want to go from this to having all these with the Grammys, you have to be down with the get down. You can't be a stranger to not being open-minded to what they want you to do. And with that being said, like I said,
all my cases. I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases. I'm a Mason.
And you heard what he said, right? And Freemasons, y'all gotta remember, they don't believe in the guy we believe in. They don't believe in Jesus Christ. Okay, I know that everybody knows the Bible now. They're taking knowledge from that and giving us a watered down version of it. But a lot of it is still accurate to this day. And what it states in the Bible is that the realm of God, the waters above from the waters below, bottomless pit, the circle of the earth. They say nothing about a spinning ball. We're traveling at 66,000 miles through space and all this other stuff, right? The moon is not 238,000 miles away. We know this. Or the sun is not 6 million miles away, miles away. So that's what, in the Freemasons, they believe in the universe, the universal grand architect. That's their God, right? And Black Freemasons have been a thing since the past, since the, this is why all of our founding Black civil rights leaders were in the history books, because they were all notable Freemasons, all of them. And I'm gonna show you by the end of this video. And Martin Luther King, starting with him, he wasn't a member of the Masons, but his father and his grandfather were both Prince Hall Masons. And I'm gonna show you more about the Prince Hall Masons and a few other things I learned about Black Freemasons. Establishing a connection in the organization through his family, which means he was connected, and that's how he had so much political power, and people were able to hear his voice the way they did, because you can't just be anybody and speaking, the way he spoke. And many of his colleagues and fellow civil rights activists were members of Masonic lodges, particularly the Prince Hall Lodge, because that's where the blacks, that's the blacks Freemason lodge, right? So he had potential for membership, and he had he had an honor in it. And while there was a possibility of him being made a Mason at sight, because he had it in him. They all knew he had it in him, and he had the potential to be one. So, but he never became one, right? So moving on, some sources believe that King's actions and character embodied the body of the spirit of Freemasonry, even without a formal membership, due to his strong moral example and commitment due to civic duty. Because, like I said, all of our civic rights leaders, y'all, were Freemasons. Remember this. Showing this here, that here's a list of them, right? This is just an example, right? We have famous ones, Martin Luther King Sr., John Lewis, Thurgood Marshall, musicians like Duke Ellington, Nat King Cole, Shaq. He always represents his ring, right? And remember, y'all, they're local free